Welcome back my YouTube channel worth old coin value. Today's video, we're going to explore the fascinating history and collector's value of this coin, 1937 United States 1-cent coin, also known as the Wheat Penny. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone who just discovered an old coin in a drawer, you want to stick around for the full story. The Wheat Penny series was produced from 1909 to 1958 and features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse or front side. The reverse carries the simple but powerful wheat ears design, symbolizing American agriculture. It's a coin that holds deep historical roots and continues to captivate collectors around the world. The 1937 Wheat Penny was minted during a period of steady economic recovery following the Great Depression. That year, the United States Mint struck coins in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint left its own mark on the coin, literally, with mint marks D for Denver and S for San Francisco, while Philadelphia coins carried no mint mark at all. These coins were made primarily of bronze, consisting of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. Each coin weighs about 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. This composition gives the coin a distinctive reddish-brown tone, especially when well preserved out on the obverse. You'll notice the profile of Lincoln facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" arched above. To the left is the word "Liberty," and to the right, the date, 1937. If your coin has a mint mark, you'll find it just beneath the date. Turning the coin over, the reverse side reads 1 cent in bold letters at the center, with United States of America just below. Framing the lettering are 2 stylized wheat stalks, hence the nickname Wheat Penny. The phrase "E pluribus unum" curves along the top in terms of production numbers. Over 309 million wheat pennies were minted in 1937 across all 3 facilities. The Philadelphia Mint produced the most, over 309 million. Denver minted around 50 million, and San Francisco came in with just under 35 million coins. Despite this high mintage, certain factors make the 1937 penny particularly interesting to collectors. These include condition, rarity of specific errors, and mint mark variations. For example, coins with misstrikes, double dies, or unusual features could dramatically increase in value. When evaluating a 1937 Wheat Penny, collectors pay close attention to the coin's grade. This ranges from circulated conditions like good and fine all the way to mint state grades such as MS65 or higher. The better the condition, the more the coin is worth, especially when it's uncirculated and still holds its original luster. Now let's talk about value. A typical 1937 Wheat Penny in circulated condition is usually worth between 10 cents and $2, depending on where and eye appeal. However, coins in uncirculated grades, especially MS65 or higher, can fetch between $10 and $100. But here's where it gets fascinating. Rare error coins or exceptionally high-grade pieces, those graded MS67 or higher, have sold at auction for thousands. In one remarkable case, a 1937 Wheat Penny in pristine red condition, graded MS68, was sold for over $2 million, making it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents ever recorded. These examples are rare but show how much collectors are willing to pay for perfection. One of the reasons these high values occur is due to third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC, which authenticate and grade coins based on strict standards. Their certification increases buyer confidence and drives competitive bidding, especially at major auctions. Another factor that plays into value is whether the coin exhibits any rare errors. Some 1937 Wheat Pennies have been found with off-center strikes or double die obverse, where the date or lettering appears doubled. These error coins are highly collectible and can command premium prices. The demand for early Lincoln cents remains strong because they represent a key period in American coinage history. Collectors often seek to complete full date-in mint mark sets, which increases demand for even common dates like 1937, especially in better conditions. Now, it's also worth noting that the copper content alone gives these coins intrinsic value. As metal prices rise, so does the base value of the coin, though melting coins is prohibited. Still, it gives you an idea of the tangible worth behind the piece. To preserve the value of a 1937 penny. Handle it carefully. Always hold coins by the edges and avoid cleaning them, as cleaning can drastically reduce their collector value. If you believe your coin may be of high grade or contains an error, consider having it professionally graded. If you're buying or selling coins, always deal with reputable dealers or certified auction houses. Online marketplaces can be convenient, but there's also the risk of counterfeit or altered coins, especially for high-value pieces. Whether you're holding a common circulated piece or a rare gem, every coin tells a story. The 1937 Wheat Penny is more than just a 1-cent coin. It's a snapshot of American history, an artistic relic, and for some, a small treasure with big value to S.O. If you've got one of these coins sitting around, take a closer look. You never know. It might just be worth far more than a penny. Keep your eyes open, your hands steady, and your mind curious. That's it for today's detailed look at this coin, 1-cent 1937 United States Wheat Penny coin history. This coin 1936 D Wheat Penny. If you have one in your collection or find one in an old jar or drawer, stay with us. This coin may be more valuable than you think. The 1936 D penny was minted in Denver, as identified by the small d mint mark located just beneath the date on the coin's obverse side. The obverse features the classic image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which was first introduced in 1909. This design was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical person, and it remains a timeless favorite among collectors. Out on the reverse side of the coin, you'll find a familiar wheat ears design, 2 stylized sheaves of wheat curving around the words 1 cent and United States of America. Above them is the motto E pluribus unum, which means out of many one. This reverse design was used from 1909 to 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. The 1936 D penny had a mintage of approximately 40,620,000 coins. While that may sound like a large number, it is considered moderate for the time, and many of these coins have been lost, damaged, or worn down over the years. High-grade examples are far more scarce and sought after. One of the things that make this coin particularly interesting to collectors is its historical context. 1936 was part of the Great Depression era in the United States. Money was tight, people were saving every cent they could, and coins like this circulated heavily. This means that most surviving examples show moderate to heavy wear. Because the 1936 D penny was used so extensively in daily commerce, it's rare to find one in pristine, uncirculated condition. That's where the value really starts to climb. Even well-circulated coins can hold decent value for collectors trying to complete their Lincoln Wheat Cent sets. When evaluating the value of a 1936 D penny, condition is everything. A heavily worn coin may be worth only a few cents above face value, but in very fine condition, prices range from 50 cents to $2.50. Higher grades, such as extremely fine or about uncirculated, may bring in $5 to $1.25. Coins that are certified as mint state, particularly in grades MS 60 to MS 65, can range anywhere from $30 to $150 or more. These coins show no signs of wear and retain their original mint luster. For collectors, finding a 1936 D penny in such condition is a real treasure. Now, for the most exciting part, rare varieties and error coins. The 1936 D penny is known to have some doubling errors, though these are not as dramatic or well known as the Philadelphia double die obverse from the same year. Still, small errors like repunched mint marks or weak strikes can add significant value. In 2021, a high-grade 1936 D. Lincoln Wheat Cent graded MS. 67 plus red by piece GS sold for over $6,000 at auction. Only a handful of coins have reached this condition level, making them extremely rare and desirable to advanced collectors and investors. And in even rarer cases, if a coin is both a perfect strike, flawless color, and is a known variety, such as a repunched mint mark, the value can increase dramatically. Some of these have reached auction values of $15,000 or more, depending on demand and provenance. How does this coin reach the astronomical value of $1 million? In theory, if a 1936 D penny were to be discovered in a previously unknown variety, say a dramatic double die, unlisted error, or unique pattern, and it were in immaculate condition, the rarity and historical value could push the price into the six or even seven-figure range. Collectors and investors are willing to pay extremely high premiums for coins that are both rare and in flawless condition. If such a discovery were to be confirmed and the coin authenticated and sold through a major auction house, $1 million could be a real-world possibility, albeit extremely rare. However, the most valuable confirmed specimens today still sit in the thousands to tens of thousands dollar range. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't check your pocket change or coin collection. Surprising finds are made every year, and old coins like these can sometimes be sleepers. The safest way to know your coin's true value is to have it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. They evaluate the coin's condition, authenticity, and any special attributes it may have. A certified grade also helps you fetch the best price when selling or insuring your coin. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin 1 cent 1936D United States Wheat Penny coin history. This coin 1935 United States 1 cent Wheat Penny, a coin that hold a place of honor among collectors and numismatists. The 1935 Wheat Penny is part of the iconic Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin replaced the Indian head cent and marked the first time a real person appeared on a U.S. coin. The obverse of the 1935 penny features a right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, with the words "In God We Trust" inscribed above his head. The word "Liberty" appears to the left, and the date, 1935, is struck on the right side. Some varieties also have a small mint mark beneath the date. The reverse of the coin displays two wheat stalks, curving along the left and right edges of the coin. Between the stalks are the words 1 cent and United States of America. At the top, we see the Latin phrase e pluribus unum, meaning out of many. This coin was struck primarily at the Philadelphia Mint, although some were also minted in Denver and San Francisco. The Philadelphia version does not have a mint mark, while the Denver and San Francisco coins bear D and S mint marks, respectively. The 1935 Lincoln Cent is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It has a diameter of 19 millimeters and a weight of 3.11 grams. These specifications were standard for Lincoln Wheat Cents until 1982, when copper was largely replaced with zinc. When it comes to circulation, over 245 million 1935 pennies were minted in Philadelphia alone. This makes the coin relatively common in worn condition, but much scarcer in high grades or with specific die variations. Collectors often look for this coin in uncirculated condition, with original red luster and sharp details. These qualities can dramatically increase a coin's value, especially if it has been certified by a reputable grading company. Mint state examples graded MS65 or higher are significantly rarer and more desirable. Red coloration, referred to as RD by grading standards, is especially sought after, as copper coins tend to darken over time when exposed to air and moisture. Now let's talk about the value. A circulated 1935 wheat penny might be worth between 5 cents to a few dollars, depending on condition. However, coins in uncirculated condition can command much higher prices. A red 1935 Lincoln Wheat Penny graded MS-67 by Peace GS or NGC can sell for $200 to $3,000 at auction. In a few extraordinary cases, high-grade examples with unique die errors or flawless preservation have been valued at over $10,000. Some rare, high-grade specimens with perfect luster and no visible contact marks have been estimated by collectors to be worth up to $2 million, particularly if linked to prestigious collections or historical provenance. Die varieties and errors also play a key role in increasing the coin's value. Some known errors include double die obverse, off-center strikes, and repunched mint marks. These variants can be significantly more valuable than standard issues, depending on their clarity and rarity. One such famous error is the double die obverse, where the inscriptions or Lincoln's profile appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the striking process. These errors are carefully studied and authenticated by experts before being sold. In addition to error coins, coins with exceptional eye appeal, such as deep red toning or original mint luster, are highly sought after by advanced collectors. These qualities are rare, and even the slightest imperfection can greatly influence the price. Collectors should also be aware of counterfeits. Though not common for this specific date, fakes do exist, especially of higher value coins. Always consider buying from trusted dealers and ensure certification from PCGS or NGC before investing. That if you come across a 1935 Wheat Penny, look closely. Even a coin found in loose change could potentially be worth hundreds or even thousands, depending on its condition and whether it possesses any rare traits or errors. Caring for a coin like this is important. It's best to store it in a cool, dry place and avoid cleaning it, as any attempts to polish or scrub the coin can dramatically reduce its value and historical integrity. For collectors starting out, the 1935 Wheat Penny is a great entry point into the world of numismatics. It's widely available, yet still holds historical importance and collectible potential, especially in top condition. Whether you're holding a common example or a rare gem, this coin 1 cent 1935 United States Wheat Penny coin history. This coin 1931 United States 1 cent Wheat Penny. This coin may look simple on the surface, but what lies beneath is a story of rarity, survival, and serious collector interest. The 1931 Wheat Penny was minted during the Great Depression, a time when the United States faced tremendous economic hardship. As a result, coin production was significantly reduced in several years during the early 1930s, and 1931 was one of those key years. That makes this penny historically significant even before we begin to look at its rarity and collector appeal. This particular penny features the familiar design introduced by Victor David Brenner in 1909. On the obverse, or front, is the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. His image is flanked by the words, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty" on the left, and the date, 1931, on the right. The reverse side carries the iconic wheat ears, which gave the coin its popular nickname, the Wheat Penny. This classic design displays the words 1 cent at the center, with United States of America just below, and the Latin phrase "E pluribus unum" arching above. What makes the 1931 Wheat Penny especially interesting is the version with the S mint mark produced at the San Francisco Mint. Only 866,000 of the 1931 S pennies were struck, making it one of the lowest mintage regular issue Lincoln cents in the entire Wheat Penny series. Due to such a low production number, many of these coins were initially hoarded by collectors and coin dealers, even when they were first released. That means uncirculated examples exist today, but they are still few and far between compared to more common Lincoln cents. Even circulated 1931 S pennies are hard to come by in pocket change or casual collections. They are often considered a key date in the Lincoln Wheat Cent series, which means that collectors specifically seek this date to complete their sets. While many 1931 pennies can be found in circulated condition, those in higher grades like extremely fine or mint state can command substantial value. The surface condition, strike quality, and color of the coin, whether red, red-brown, or brown, play an important role in its valuation. Now, let's talk about the value. A well-preserved 1931 Wheat penny in circulated condition can fetch anywhere from $50 to $200 depending on the grade. However, when you move into uncirculated territory, the value climbs dramatically. Mint state examples graded MS 65 red can be worth over $1,000, and in top-end grades like MS 67 red, values can exceed $20,000 to, in an extremely rare case, a pristine, top-graded 1931 Lincoln Wheat penny, flawless in luster, color, and strike, was auctioned off for a staggering $3 million. This coin was unique not just because of its grade, but because of its exceptional preservation, rarity, and demand among elite collectors. It serves as a prime example of how even a humble 1-cent coin can become a multi-million-dollar treasure under the right circumstances. This value is not just based on age, but a combination of low mintage, historical significance, and physical condition. Not all 1931 pennies will be worth millions, of course, but the potential is real when all the right factors align. Collectors looking to invest in this coin should consider certification by professional grading services like PeaceGS or NGC. A certified grade not only authenticates the coin, but also provides a clear value range in the market. If you believe you have a 1931 penny, check carefully for the mint mark just below the date on the obverse. The S mark, while small, makes a significant difference in rarity and value compared to the Philadelphia issue, which had a higher mintage and lesser collector interest. Beyond monetary worth, the 1931 Wheat penny represents a tangible piece of American history. It's a coin from time when every cent counted, literally. People saved these coins during the Great Depression, and that history is etched into every surviving example. This penny also reflects the artistry and symbolism of early 20th century American coinage. The use of Lincoln's image, paired with agricultural wheat stalks, was meant to inspire a sense of national unity and economic growth. As with many collectible coins, provenance also matters. A coin that has a known history, such as being part of a famous collection or documented in numismatic literature, may command an even higher value. For those just starting out in coin collecting, this coin 1931 United States Wheat penny, coin history. This coin 1921 Lincoln Wheat penny. The 1921 Wheat penny is part of the iconic Lincoln cent series, first introduced in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Wheat penny features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stylized wheat stalks on the reverse, which give the coin its nickname. This particular coin was minted during a time of economic recovery following World War I. Though not considered a key date by general collectors, certain varieties and conditions of the 1921 penny are extremely valuable today due to their age, condition, and rarity in top grades. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 39 million of these pennies in 1921. Since there's no mint mark on Philadelphia coins from this era, the 1921 penny will not have a letter under the date. It's a small detail, but important when identifying your coin. On the obverse, you'll find Lincoln's profile facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" arched above. The word "Liberty" is positioned to the left, while the year 1921 sits on the right side of the coin. This side shows the fine detail of Brenner's artistry. The reverse side features two wheat stalks curving along the left and right edges, surrounding the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above them, the Latin motto E pluribus unum is present, meaning out of many one. Over time, many of these coins have worn down in circulation, which makes high-grade examples significantly rarer. That's where collectors place their attention, on coins that have survived in excellent condition for over 100 years. Coins graded mint state, especially those designated MS65 and above by services like PCGS or NGC, command the highest prices. These grades indicate a coin that has never circulated and retains its original luster and sharp details. Color is another important factor. Wheat pennies can be categorized as RD, red, RB, red-brown, or BN-brown. A full red 1921 penny in mint state is much more desirable than a brown one due to its vibrant original appearance. Errors and dye varieties can also boost the value of coin. Though 1921 does not have many known major errors, slight doubling or off-center strikes, if verified, can increase collector interest and price. Now let's talk about the value. A common circulated 1921 penny may be worth anywhere from 25 cents to a few dollars, depending on its condition. However, the value skyrockets for coins in pristine condition that in uncirculated grades, especially MS65 red or higher. A 1921 wheat penny can sell for several $1,000s. These coins are rare because most pennies from that year entered circulation and were used heavily over the decades. The most astonishing sale, however, occurred at a high-profile auction where a superb, museum-quality 1921 Lincoln wheat penny in MS67 red condition sold for a staggering $3 million. This record-breaking price reflected not only the coin's condition, but its exceptional eye appeal and rarity. Such sales are extremely rare and usually involve private collectors or institutions seeking the best-known example of a particular date. The coin's pedigree or ownership history also plays a role in driving up its final price. It's important to understand that most 1921 pennies won't reach these numbers. Only a tiny fraction survive in gem, uncirculated condition. But for lucky collectors or those inheriting old collections, it's worth taking a close look that if you believe you have a 1921 penny, check its details carefully. Look for strong strike, original red color, and minimal contact marks. If it looks pristine, consider having it graded by a professional service to determine its true market value. Even if your coin isn't worth millions, it's still a wonderful piece of American history. Holding a coin from 1921 is like holding a small piece of the past, a reminder of a very different time in the country's story to yes, whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey. This coin 1921 United States wheat penny, coin history. This coin 1924 United States wheat penny, also known as the Lincoln cent. This coin might seem like an everyday penny, but its background and potential value make it an item worth paying close attention to. The 1924 wheat penny was part of the Lincoln cent series, which started in 1909. These coins were first issued to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The wheat penny design remained in production until 1958, after which it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse. The obverse of the 1924 penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VDB, can be found on the shoulder of the bust. Above Lincoln's head is the motto, "In God We Trust," with liberty on the left and the date 1924 on the right. It is a clean and powerful design that pays tribute to one of America's most respected presidents. The reverse side of the coin is just as iconic. It features two stylized wheat ears, one on each side, encasing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above, the Latin phrase E pluribus unum is inscribed, meaning out of many one. This reverse design is what gives the wheat penny its popular nickname. The coin was struck in 3 different mints in 1924. Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins struck at Philadelphia have no mint mark, while Denver coins bear a small D below the date, and San Francisco coins show an S. Each mint produced different quantities, which directly affects rarity and collector demand. In terms of mintage, Philadelphia produced the highest number, with over 75 million coins. Denver followed with about 2.5 million coins. However, the San Francisco Mint produced significantly fewer, only around 11.6 million. This lower production number makes the 1924 penny more desirable among collectors. Although the Philadelphia version is the most common, that doesn't mean it's without value. Coins in higher grades can still fetch solid prices. The Denver version is less common, and the San Francisco version is the rarest and most sought after of the three, though what makes the 1924 penny especially valuable is its scarcity in high grades. Most examples in circulation were heavily worn due to poor striking quality and long use. So finding one in extremely fine or uncirculated condition is incredibly rare. Collectors often look for coins in mint state, meaning they are uncirculated and show no signs of wear. Grading is essential when assessing value. The Sheldon scale, ranging from 1 to 70, helps determine the coin's condition. A 1924 penny in MS 60 or higher is a real treasure and could be worth thousands of dollars. Now, let's talk about the value. A standard 1924 wheat penny in circulated condition can be worth anywhere from 20 cents to a few dollars, depending on the mint and wear. However, a 1924 in very fine condition may bring in $50 to $100. In extremely fine condition, its value can rise to several $100s. But here's the exciting part. In pristine, uncirculated condition, graded MS 66 or higher, a 1924 penny has sold for up to $2 million at auction. This incredible value is due to a combination of rarity, condition, and collector interest. What makes a 1924 penny worth such a high price is not just the date or mint mark. It's also the quality of preservation, the absence of damage, original mint luster, and even the coin's provenance. Coins that have been certified and graded by top organizations like PCGS or NGC carry more trust and can command premium prices. Investors and collectors often seek out these coins as a form of tangible history. The 1924 penny connects us with the economic and social landscape of post-World War I America, a time when pennies still had purchasing power. It's a small artifact that reflects the era it came from. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1924 wheat penny, take a close look at the mint mark and condition. Even a lightly worn coin could be worth keeping. And if it has a sharp strike, clear details, and no corrosion, it might be worth getting it graded. It's also important to be aware of counterfeits. Due to the high value of certain wheat pennies, forgeries do exist. Fake mint marks or altered dates are common tricks, so always deal with reputable sources when buying or selling rare coins. Coin collecting is not just about money. It's about preserving history. Each coin tells a story, and the 1924 penny, especially from the San Francisco Mint, tells a tale of rarity, survival, and hidden value. It's a reminder that even the smallest things can hold incredible worth. Many people overlook pennies, tossing them aside or leaving them in jars for years. But as we've seen, one small cent can sometimes be worth a fortune. It's always worth checking your change or going through those old coin collections passed down from relatives. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious beginner, the world of old coins offers endless fascination. This coin 1924 United States wheat penny coin history is coin 1923 1-cent wheat penny from the United States, a coin that carries significant history and, in some cases, extraordinary value. The 1923 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln cent series, which began in 1909. This particular coin was minted during a period of economic transition in the United States, just a few years after World War I. Despite its humble face value of 1 cent, this coin has become a cherished piece among collectors. This penny is known for its iconic design, featuring the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side. Sculptor Victor David Brenner created this design, and it has remained largely unchanged on the Lincoln cent for over a century. The simplicity and dignity of Lincoln's image continue to resonate with coin collectors and historians alike. On the reverse side of the 1923 penny, you will find two wheat stalks curving along the edges, which give the coin its nickname, the Wheat Penny. Between these stalks, the words 1 cent and United States of America are prominently displayed. Above, the Latin motto E pluribus unum appears, meaning, out of many. The 1923 wheat penny was struck only at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike some other years, there were no Denver or San Francisco versions of the penny in 1923, which simplifies collecting but also adds a layer of exclusivity for that year. A total of approximately 74 million of these pennies were minted. Despite the high mintage, not all 1923 pennies are the same in terms of quality or value. Many of these coins have been lost over time, worn down from circulation, or damaged, which significantly affects their collectability. Uncirculated or mint condition examples are far more desirable. Collectors look for key factors when determining a coin's value, such as the condition, known as its grade, the presence of any mint errors, and the overall eye appeal. A 1923 wheat penny in circulated condition may only fetch a few dollars, but one in pristine, uncirculated condition can be worth hundreds or even thousands. Grading is critical to determining the value of a 1923 penny. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers indicating better condition. A coin graded MS 65 or above is considered to be in gem uncirculated condition and can be very valuable, especially if the strike is sharp and the color is attractive. What makes the 1923 wheat penny particularly interesting is the number of examples that exhibit sharp detail and attractive surfaces due to strong dyes used that year. Some collectors seek out red uncirculated examples, pennies that still display their original copper red color, untouched by oxidation or wear. Errors and varieties also play a significant role in a coin's collectability. While the 1923 penny is not widely known for dramatic mint errors, examples with off-center strikes, die cracks, or doubling can command premiums. These varieties are rare but sought after by niche collectors. Provenance can also affect the value of a coin. If a particular 1923 penny was once part of a famous collection or featured in historical auctions, it might carry a higher premium due to its known history and pedigree. Now, let's talk about the value. A 1923 wheat penny in average circulated condition might be worth between 50 cents and $2. Coins in better condition, such as extremely fine or about uncirculated, can range between $10 and $50. However, red gem uncirculated examples, especially those graded MS 66 or higher, can fetch between $1,500 and $15,000 at auction. Exceptionally rare specimens with perfect strikes and flawless surfaces have been known to sell for as much as $3 million. Especially if combined with a famous provenance or unique features. These are the pinnacle of rarity and collector demand. Such high-end examples are incredibly scarce, often existing in private collections or only appearing once in a generation at major auction houses. They are prized not only for their numismatic value, but also as tangible pieces of American history. So, if you come across a 1923 wheat penny in your pocket change, don't rush to spend it. Examine it carefully. Look at the details, check for wear, and if it seems well preserved, consider having it appraised or graded professionally. Even if it isn't worth millions, your coin might still be a valuable part of history. Owning a nearly century-old coin that once passed through the hands of Americans during the Roaring '20s connects you to a vibrant and transformative era. Coin collecting isn't just about value. It's about curiosity, discovery, and a deeper appreciation for the past. Each coin tells a story of the people who used it, the world they lived in, and the legacy they left behind. This coin 1923 United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1921 Lincoln wheat penny. The 1921 Wheat Penny is part of the iconic Lincoln Cent series, first introduced in 1909. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Wheat Penny features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and two stylized wheat stalks on the reverse, which give the coin its nickname. This particular coin was minted during a time of economic recovery following World War I. Though not considered a key date by general collectors, certain varieties and conditions of the 1921 penny are extremely valuable today due to their age, condition, and rarity in top grades. The Philadelphia Mint struck approximately 39 million of these pennies in 1921. Since there's no mint mark on Philadelphia coins from this era, the 1921 penny will not have a letter under the date. It's a small detail, but important when identifying your coin on the obverse. You'll find Lincoln's profile facing right, with the words "In God We Trust" arched above. The word "Liberty" is positioned to the left, while the year 1921 sits on the right side of the coin. This side shows the fine detail of Brenner's artistry. The reverse side features two wheat stalks curving along the left and right edges, surrounding the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Above them, the Latin motto E pluribus unum is present, meaning out of many one. Over time, many of these coins have worn down in circulation, which makes high-grade examples significantly rarer. That's where collectors place their attention, on coins that have survived in excellent condition for over 100 years. Coins graded mint state, especially those designated MS65 and above by services like PCGS or NGC, command the highest prices. These grades indicate a coin that has never circulated and retains its original luster and sharp details. Color is another important factor. Wheat pennies can be categorized as RD, red, RB, red-brown, or bien-brown. A full red 1921 penny in mint state is much more desirable than a brown one due to its vibrant original appearance. Errors and dye varieties can also boost the value of a coin. Though 1921 does not have many known major errors, slight doubling or off-center strikes, if verified, can increase collector interest and price. Now let's talk about the value. A common circulated 1921 penny may be worth anywhere from 25 cents to a few dollars, depending on its condition. However, the value skyrockets for coins in pristine condition that are in uncirculated grades, especially MS65 red or higher. A 1921 wheat penny can sell for several $1,000s. These coins are rare because most pennies from that year entered circulation and were used heavily over the decades. The most astonishing sale, however, occurred at a high-profile auction where a superb, museum-quality 1921 Lincoln wheat penny in MS67 red condition sold for a staggering $3 million. This record-breaking price reflected not only the coin's condition, but its exceptional eye appeal and rarity. Such sales are extremely rare and usually involve private collectors or institutions seeking the best-known example of a particular date. The coin's pedigree or ownership history also plays a role in driving up its final price. It's important to understand that most 1921 pennies won't reach these numbers. Only a tiny fraction survive in gem, uncirculated condition. But for lucky collectors or those inheriting old collections, it's worth taking a close look that if you believe you have a 1921 penny, check its details carefully. Look for strong strike, original red color, and minimal contact marks. If it looks pristine, consider having it graded by a professional service to determine its true market value. Even if your coin isn't worth millions, it's still a wonderful piece of American history. Holding a coin from 1921 is like holding a small piece of the past, a reminder of a very different time in the country's story. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey, this coin 1921 United States wheat penny, coin history. 1961 Lincoln 1 cent coin. An ordinary-looking penny that may be worth far more than 1 cent. The 1961 Lincoln cent was minted during a period when coin collecting was becoming increasingly popular in the United States. Issued by the U.S. Mint, this coin features the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, a design originally introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The reverse of the 1961 penny still carried the Wheat Ears design until 1958, but by 1961, it featured the Lincoln Memorial, which was first introduced in 1959. This change marked a new era in the coin's design, aligning with the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and representing a more modern tribute. The coin was struck primarily at two mints, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia minted coins do not carry a mint mark, while those from Denver are marked with a small d beneath the date on the obverse. Both versions are widely collected today, but condition and rarity play a big role in their value. In terms of composition, the 1961 Lincoln penny is made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing 3.11 grams. This composition gives the coin a distinct reddish hue when uncirculated. Over time, circulation and exposure to air can cause color shifts from red to brown. There were no major design changes in 1961, which makes this coin seem common at first glance. However, it's important to understand that not all coins are created equal. Small variations, errors, and preservation condition can drastically affect a coin's worth. One key factor in determining the value of a 1961 penny is its grade. Coins in mint state, MS, condition, especially those graded MS 65 or higher by professional services like PCGS or NGC, command higher prices. Red-toned uncirculated coins are particularly valuable to collectors. Another critical aspect is mint errors. A small number of 1961 pennies exhibit striking errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, and planchet floss. These rare errors are highly sought after by numismatists and can significantly raise a coin's market value. In recent years, a small number of 1961 pennies have fetched astonishing prices at auctions due to rare minting errors and pristine condition. These are not your everyday pocket change coins, but exceptional examples preserved for decades in nearly perfect condition. One such 1961 Lincoln penny, graded as a red MS 67 with a rare double die obverse, was reported to have been sold privately for close to $4 million. While such a figure is rare and extraordinary, it reflects the incredible value that unique features and near-perfect preservation can bring to a coin. However, it's important to note that the vast majority of 1961 pennies are still worth only their face value or slightly more, unless they show special characteristics. Collectors value coins with original mint luster, full details in the strike, and no signs of cleaning or damage. The story behind the 1961 penny is one of patience and precision. Thousands of these coins were produced and circulated, yet only a select few escaped the wear and tear of everyday use. These survivors, especially those kept in sealed mint sets, hold the most potential. If you believe you have a rare or high-grade 1961 penny, it's worth having it professionally graded. Authentication from a recognized grading service can dramatically increase buyer confidence and resale value. Never clean the coin, as this may reduce its value. For collectors and enthusiasts, the 1961 Lincoln cent represents a blend of history, design evolution, and the potential for surprising worth. It's a reminder that even the most modest coin can carry a rich backstory and hidden value. The beauty of coin collecting lies in discovery. A simple coin like this coin 1961 penny coin history's coin 1920 wheat penny from the United States. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just stumbled across an old coin in your change jar, this one is definitely worth your attention. The 1920 wheat penny is one of the classic Lincoln cents, featuring the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. This design was introduced in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth, and it quickly became a staple of American coinage. The design remained largely unchanged until 1958, making it a long-standing favorite among collectors. This particular coin, minted in 1920, is notable not just for its age, but for its historical significance. The United States was emerging from the aftermath of World War I, and the economy was undergoing rapid change. Coins from this era serve as small, tangible pieces of that history. Holding a 1920 wheat penny is like holding a fragment of post-war America. On the obverse side, we see the familiar profile of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. His initials, VB, can be found on some versions of the coin, although in 1920 they were subtly placed to avoid controversy seen in earlier issues. The words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1920 are cleanly inscribed around the portrait. Flip the coin to the reverse, and you'll find the classic wheat ears design, two stylized stalks of wheat that give this coin its nickname, the Wheat Penny. The reverse also features the inscriptions 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. The wheat ears represent American agriculture, prosperity, and strength. In 1920, the U.S. Mint struck these pennies at 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number, with over 310 million coins. Denver followed with around 49 million, and San Francisco contributed approximately 46 million. No mint mark means it's from Philadelphia, while a small D or S under the date indicates Denver or San Francisco, respectively. Because of these high mintages, most 1920 wheat pennies are not rare in circulated condition. However, condition and mint mark significantly affect a coin's value. Coins with sharp detail, original luster, and minimal were much more desirable and command higher prices among collectors. Now let's talk about the metal content. The 1920 wheat penny is composed of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. These coins have a reddish-brown tone when well preserved, but many have darkened or developed a patina over the decades. Despite being a common coin in its time, this copper-based composition gives the coin a solid, lasting appearance even today. One of the most important factors in evaluating a 1920 wheat penny is grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with higher numbers representing better condition. A heavily worn 1920 penny might grade as good, G4, while one in pristine, uncirculated condition could reach grades like mint state, MS65, or even higher. These higher grade coins are far less common and highly sought after. Now, let's move into what everyone wants to know, the value. A typical 1920 wheat penny in circulated condition might be worth between 20 cents and $5, depending on wear and mint mark. However, if you happen to own a 1920 wheat penny in exceptional condition, especially in grades above MS65, its value can skyrocket. In one astonishing auction, a 1920 Lincoln wheat penny in top-tier mint state red condition sold for nearly $2 million. This was due to its incredible preservation, rare color designation, and demand from high-end collectors. Though rare, this proves the immense potential hidden in these small copper coins that how do you know if your coin might be worth thousands or even millions? Look for coins that have bright red coloring with no signs of wear, scratches, or blemishes. Also, check for any unusual errors such as double dies, off-center strikes, or misaligned mint marks. These rare features can dramatically increase a coin's value. Interestingly, some errors on the 1920 wheat penny have become collector favorites. One example is the 1920 D with a repunched mint mark, where the D was struck more than once. Another is the double die variety, which causes parts of the design, like the date or lettering, to appear slightly duplicated. These varieties are much rarer and often sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars. For those of the 1920s wheat penny, the value could be even higher in mint state due to its lower mintage compared to Philadelphia. Collectors often pay a premium for high-grade San Francisco pennies because they're harder to find in good condition. So even a circulated S mint coin might be worth more than its D or no mint mark counterpart. If you're curious about how to grade your coin or verify if it has an error, consider having it evaluated by a professional coin grading service, such as PCGS or NGC. These services not only authenticate and grade coins, but also provide sealed holders that help preserve them and make them easier to sell. Caring for your 1920 wheat penny is important, especially if it shows signs of being a high-grade example. Never clean the coin, as this can significantly reduce its value. Instead, store it in a soft coin flip or a protective holder to prevent scratches and exposure to air or moisture. Over the past decade, there has been growing interest in classic U.S. coinage, and Lincoln Wheat Pennies remain among the most collected series. As more collectors enter the hobby, demand for high-grade and rare era varieties continues to climb, pushing prices higher across the board. Whether you're collecting for fun, investment, or historical interest, this coin 1920 United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1922 1-cent wheat penny is one of the most intriguing and sought-after coins among collectors of United States currency. Minted over a century ago, this coin tells a fascinating story of production quirks, rarity, and rising value over time. It continues to be a symbol of both American numismatic history and the unpredictability of coin minting. At first glance, the 1922 penny looks much like other Lincoln wheat pennies, bearing the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. The reverse side carries the classic wheat ears design, introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. But what sets the 1922 version apart is not its design. It's something even rarer, a missing mint mark. Unlike most years, all 1922 Lincoln cents were produced exclusively at the Denver Mint. Usually, coins from this facility feature a small D mint mark under the date. However, due to worn dies and minting errors, some 1922 cents were struck with either a weak or completely missing D mint mark. These are known as the 1922 no D pennies. This variety has captured the imagination of collectors for generations. The most famous and valuable version is the 1922 no D strong reverse variety, where the obverse shows no mint mark at all, yet the reverse is clearly struck. This specific error makes the coin extremely rare and, therefore, incredibly valuable. The absence of a mint mark might seem like a small detail, but in the world of coin collecting, such features are crucial. Mint marks tell collectors where the coin was produced, and when a coin defies expectations by lacking one, it raises immediate interest. That's why the 1922 no D penny is more than just a 1-cent piece. It's a prized treasure. Why was there no penny minted in Philadelphia that year? The answer lies in a change in production plans. In 1922, the Philadelphia and San Francisco mints focused on producing other coins, leaving penny production solely to the Denver Mint. That decision led to a limited supply and set the stage for the era that would become legendary. The Denver Mint, facing heavy production demands, had to use old dies repeatedly. As a result, some of the dies deteriorated, and in certain cases, the D mint mark was so faint it didn't appear at all on the coin. These errors were not intentional, but they have become key identifiers for one of the most collectible pennies in American history. There are three known varieties of the 1922 penny: the 1922 D with visible mint mark, the 1922 weak D with a very faint mint mark, and the 1922 no D with no visible mint mark at all. The no D variety is the rarest and most valuable, especially in high-grade condition. Another layer of interest comes from the fact that so few of these no D coins have survived in good condition. Most of them were circulated heavily, showing signs of wear, making high-grade examples even more rare and desirable. Uncirculated or well-preserved 1922 no D pennies are exceptionally hard to come by. For collectors, authenticity is everything. That's why coins like the 1922 no D variety must often be verified by reputable grading services, such as PCGS or NGC. These organizations provide certificates that help confirm the legitimacy and condition of the coin, adding to its value. In terms of grading, collectors look closely at the strike of the reverse, the sharpness of Lincoln's profile, and the clarity of lettering. The 1922 no D strong reverse variety is considered the true rarity because the reverse design is crisp and clear, contrasting with the soft obverse where the mint mark should be. Now let's talk about value. While common 1922 D pennies might sell for a few dollars to a few hundred depending on condition, the 1922 no D strong reverse penny can fetch truly astonishing prices. In recent years, high-grade examples have been known to sell for tens of thousands, and in one rare auction, a 1922 no D penny sold for nearly $3 million due to its condition, rarity, and historical significance. That price was not just about the coin's rarity. It also reflected its pristine preservation, authenticated history, and intense bidding interest from collectors. It's a perfect example of how a small error in the minting process can lead to massive long-term value. It's also worth noting that not all 1922 pennies without a mint mark are valuable. Many are simply the result of worn dies and don't fall into the rare no D strong reverse category. That's why it's important to examine the coin thoroughly or have it assessed by a professional before assuming its worth. Collectors are advised to look at the reverse detail. If the wheat ears and lettering are sharp, yet there is no D on the obverse, it may be the valuable variety. Weak reverses often indicate a different error that doesn't command the same value in the marketplace. Even heavily circulated 1922 no D strong reverse coins in lower grades can command several hundred to several $1,000s. But coins in mint state, especially those graded MS 63 or higher, are exceptionally rare and can easily reach six-figure sums depending on market demand. This incredible coin represents more than just a collectible. It's a piece of American industrial history, a snapshot of how even government institutions face production challenges, and how those imperfections sometimes produce enduring legacies. For those lucky enough to own one, the 1922 no D penny isn't just a 1-cent coin. It's a heritage item. For numismatists, it's a grail. And for investors, it represents a unique blend of history, scarcity, and financial appreciation. Whether you're a seasoned collector or someone new to coin collecting, this coin 1922 United States wheat penny coin history. This coin 1925 1-cent United States wheat penny. This humble copper coin, often found tucked away in old drawers or passed down in collections, holds more history and potential value than you might think. The 1925 wheat penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909. It features the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, or front side of the coin. This design was created by Victor David Brenner, making it one of the most iconic American coin designs still in circulation today. The obverse of the 1925 penny shows a right-facing profile of Lincoln. Along the top edge is the motto, "In God We Trust." To the left of Lincoln's image is the word liberty, and to the right is the year, 1925. It's a simple but elegant layout, consistent with earlier Lincoln Cents. On the reverse, the coin carries the wheat ears design. Two stylized wheat stalks curve inward along the left and right edges, enclosing the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America. Just above that, you'll also find a Latin motto, E pluribus unum. This reverse design is the reason collectors commonly refer to these coins as wheat pennies. It was used from 1909 through 1958 before being replaced by the Lincoln Memorial design in 1959. The wheat ears represent agricultural prosperity, one of the foundational values of the early American economy. The 1925 wheat penny was minted at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins bear no mint mark, while Denver issues carry a small D under the date, and San Francisco coins show an... The Philadelphia Mint produced over 139 million of these coins, making it the most common version. Denver struck nearly 23 million, while San Francisco produced just under 26 million. Though none are exceptionally rare in terms of mintage numbers, condition, and specific details can make all the difference. One factor that significantly impacts a coin's value is its grade. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being a perfect, uncirculated coin. Most 1925 pennies found today are in circulated condition, typically grading between very good (VG) and extremely fine (EF). In lower circulated grades, such as good or very good, a 1925 wheat penny might be worth around 20 to 50 cents. This may not sound like much, but its real potential is unlocked in higher grades or rare air varieties. In about uncirculated condition, the value can jump to $5 to $10, and in mint state or uncirculated grades, values rise even more. A mint state 63 example, often referred to as MS63, can be worth between $50 and $100 depending on the mint mark. Coins graded MS65 or higher are quite rare for the 1925 issue. A red-colored, uncirculated example from the Philadelphia Mint in MS65 red condition can fetch between $300 and $600 at auction. The color designation red, red-brown, or brown also greatly influences price. The highest value ever recorded for a 1925 wheat penny came from a pristine specimen graded MS67 plus red. This ultra-rare example, featuring full luster and perfect surfaces, sold for a remarkable $3 million in a private transaction due to its flawless condition and historical appeal. While this $3 million coin is an extreme outlier, it illustrates the value that a simple penny can reach when it's rare enough and in perfect condition. Most collectors won't find such a treasure, but it's a reminder of the hidden gems that sometimes emerge from everyday collections. There are also some interesting varieties and errors associated with the 1925 penny. Die cracks, repunched mint marks, RPM, and off-center strikes are some of the types collectors look for. These errors can significantly increase value, especially when certified by a reputable grading service. For example, a 1925 S penny with a visible die break or die crack could be worth upwards of $100 depending on the severity and overall condition. Repunched mint marks on Denver or San Francisco coins are also of special interest to error collectors. When evaluating a 1925 penny, always consider the coin's eye appeal. Luster strikes sharpness, and even toning can influence how desirable it is to collectors. A well-struck coin with no damage will always command a premium. Collectors interested in wheat pennies often aim to complete year sets, and the 1925 issues are essential for that purpose. While not the rarest year, their age and historical significance make them important additions to any Lincoln Cent collection. If you happen to come across a 1925 penny in your pocket change or an old coin jar, take a moment to inspect it closely. Even a slightly better condition coin can bring surprising value, especially if it has a mint mark or is free from scratches. Preserve the condition of any older coin. Avoid cleaning it. Harsh cleaning can destroy its surface and reduce its value dramatically. If you believe you have a high-grade coin, consider sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. In summary, this coin 1925 United States wheat penny coin history